Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm sharing how to make this colorful and bright floral pattern using brush pens. So let's get started. Firstly, let me show you quick swatches of different shades of Tombow dual brush pens that I will be using in today's project. So I will be using orange, blue, yellow, light green, dark green and brown shade. Now let's have a look at how I will draw different flowers and leaves. So the first flower will have long daisy-like petal shape and I am using orange shade for this. So basically I'm making the petal shape first and then I'm filling the petal from inside with long curvy lines. And you don't have to fill the petal shapes completely, just leave some white spaces in between that will give the flower a realistic look. Also adding some brown dots in the center. Next one is a blue colored flower which is also having similar petal shape but comparatively smaller in size. While practicing these flowers, just take care that all the petals are coming from the center, so take your center as a reference point. For the next flowers, you just need to draw a small wiggly circle shape. These are even smaller than the blue flowers. We'll then join these flowers using a light green stem. Thereafter, we'll have some long green leaves. Some of the leaves will be held together with a stem while some of them would be loose leaves. Then we will have some dark green shade leaves that will overlap the lighter shade leaves at some places. You can also vary the shape and size of the leaves to make them fit into the pattern. I'm making these leaves in the different directions just to give you an idea on how I will use these in the pattern. And the last one would be some tiny brown leaves. These would be the smallest of all. Again, you can vary the shape and size of the leaves to make them fit into the design. So now we will use all these floral elements together to make a beautiful pattern. I'm using CANSON 180 GSM spiral pad here. And I'm making a boundary first using a pencil. If you want, you can also use a masking tape. Now we'll start by making the orange flowers. You can make the full petal shape flower or half petal shape flower, whatever way you like. Just make them in the random directions. You can also vary the size of the flower, but keep in mind that these will be the biggest flower of all. Also, we'll leave lot of white spaces in between as we need to fit in more flowers and leaves here. Next, we'll be making some blue colored flowers in the spaces between the orange flowers, and we'll make them in large number as they are comparatively smaller in size. Try to fit them in the spaces where you feel like. Also, you can change the size of the flower if required. Next, we'll be making some yellow wiggly flowers. I'll be making them in pair as I'll be joining them with stem. Make them in the random directions. Also make sure not to overdo them. Just try to keep the balance. I will also change the stem directions that they would look like coming from different directions instead of just one. Next we'll be making some big light green shade leaves. We'll be making the leaf shape first and then filling the shape with the curvy lines, leaving some white spaces in between. Some leaves will be big in size and we'll join them together with the stem, while some of the leaves will be loose leaves. Here also I'm trying to fit them in different directions so that they would look like coming from all the directions. Once you feel you have made enough of them, then would be the turn of some darker green leaves, which will be different in size and shape, and they will be overlapping the lighter green leaves. You need not to be perfect while making these leaves. Some would be pointed ones while some would be flat. Also, I am using koi brush pens for this as I was not having this shade in the Tombow dual brush pens. Koi brush pens are equally good for making such doodles and they have a lot of shades available. And I use them a lot for coloring and doodling. If you want, you can check out its link mentioned in the description box. Once this is done, we'll add some tiny brown leaves in the end. Some of the brown leaves will be overlapping the green shade leaves at some places, which I think would look great in this pattern. Again, just take care not to overdo them as this one is the darkest shade. Just keep the balance, which is really very important in making such patterns. After doing all this, if you still feel that some places need to be covered up, then you can add some tiny dots of a contrasting shade. To me, it looks complete now and I really like some visible white spaces in between. Making such patterns is really a very satisfying and relaxing process, and I think you should definitely give this a try. And to be more clear, you can just first decide what all kind of flowers and leaves you want to add in the pattern. That will make the process much easier for you. I hope you would have found today's tutorial quite useful and would have got some tips and ideas after watching this. Thanks for watching guys, and if you want to see more such interesting and creative ideas, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Till then, take care, bye bye.